Hi, and welcome to Tuesday's Pick a Card reading. I have a lot of viewers who are in long distance relationships, and I've been getting a lot of requests for a long distance relationship themed readings. So today I'm going to do the question, can this long distance relationship work? Basically, what we're looking for is, will the long distance, the distance between the two of you physically come between you and your person? We're going to be looking at what that distance does in the relationship, and then we're also going to be just looking for any kind of general guidance on what's going on in the relationship and what you can either look forward to, or maybe something that you don't know about your person that that will be really helpful, will come through. I've got a lot of cards in each pile, so I think that we're going to get some really good reads, okay? That said, I'm going to go ahead and tell you which cards are which. Pile number 1 is the black heart. Pile number 2 is the peach heart. Pile number 3 is the yellow heart. Number 4 is the red heart. Number 5 is a green heart, and number 6 is a blue heart. So while you guys are picking your pile, I just want to go ahead and let you know anything you need to know about me is in the description. That includes information about how to book a private reading with me, my email if you want to contact me directly and instead of leaving a comment, or you have any questions or anything like that, as well as some extra information, like I have a Facebook page, and where you can go to donate if you would like to do that. All of that's just going to be down there. I don't want to waste your time any more than I already have, but I just do need to say thank you guys so much for understanding the situation I was in last week. I am floored by the amount of love, and just, you guys are amazing. Like, seriously, it was really nice to get such positive feedback for that, because I felt really bad about where I was with even my private readings, but definitely with the channel, and you guys are just seriously really, really great. It really touched me, it really, really made me feel very soft in my heart. So thank you so much for that. It's so difficult to lose a family member, and he was a really special person. He was the one who was closest to my age, so we were very close. But you know what? We're moving through that, and I've been working on that since as soon as we found out that he even had cancer. So I do want to let you guys know that I think, losing somebody's never easy, but I think that it wasn't as hard because we were prepared for it, okay? That said, you guys, let's go ahead and start the reading. We're going to start with pile number 1. If you haven't picked your pile yet, go ahead and pause the video. Otherwise, we're going to start with pile number 1. As always, I'm going to go ahead and move these piles out of the way so we have enough room to look at the black heart. Okay, guys, so we're looking at whether or not this long distance relationship can work. We have finances and career. Okay, so like the financial aspect of it might be something that is contributing to the long distance, or it might be some like an obstacle that you guys need to overcome. For example, perhaps your person or you travel a lot to be in a working situation, and because of that it's really difficult to maintain that relationship. This is just acknowledging that if that's what's going on with you. The other message for my viewers is make sure that if you guys want to meet up, make certain your finances are all in order, okay? Because sometimes like the cost of that can be like pretty alarming. So yeah, finances and career, and we've also got past life relationship. You've known each other before. Yeah, and those of you who picked this pile, I really feel like your situation with this person is there's something like familiar about this person, maybe deja vu. Maybe it's even like you feel that magnetic connection with them, like, oh my goodness, your soul is like being called from that, from them. A past life relationship doesn't necessarily mean that you had to have been incarnated on the earth together. It could be that one of you was the other's guide while they were incarnated. It can also mean that you guys were together on the other side and plan to meet one another. It's just saying that before this life, you knew this person on a soul level. You knew this person, okay? We also have Polaris, and that's a great card because it talks about direction. Polaris is the, excuse me, Polaris is the name for the North Pole, okay? Just wanted to clear that up. So we're talking about, well, the North Star, sorry. So we're talking about the North Star here. We're talking about the star, okay? We're talking about guidance. We're talking about you are on the right path. We're talking about you know where you're going, or this situation is going forward, okay? For the cards, we've got the Queen of Swords, the Sun, and the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. I would say that the two of you are very compatible. Okay. Because we've got somebody who's, it's like, both of you are more, maybe analytical and more maybe grounded than other people. I mean, I hate saying this because it appears like I'm saying that some people are better than others, but the best way I can describe it, it's almost like the two of you are like more smart than other people. It's like you guys know things that other people don't know. I don't necessarily mean that means that you guys are better than other people. It just means that like the two of you meet in that space and you haven't had somebody be able to meet you in that place with that level of intelligence or that level of understanding. So that's what we have with the swords and the pentacles. We also have a lot of prosperity here with both of these, okay? And clear-headed, clear-mindedness. If you ever feel like you're getting a little emotionally needy, pull that back up into your head, okay? Because really, that emotion, it's like, deal with that in your own time, with yourself, by yourself, and try to keep your mind, understand that that's where you connect, is in your mind, okay? And then we have the sun, so we've got like a lot of happiness. We've got the star and the sun, so that's another thing. We've got two astral bodies that are that we're talking about here, and that's always a good thing. It's like a matching pair, We've got happiness. We've got just a lot of abundance. Again, this is already feeling like it's going to be working. We have, this is the energy in your relationship, okay? So for the energy in your relationship, we have the third chakra. This particular deck takes a Christian slant, so those of you who want to know, it's associated with the Archangel Chamuel, according to this. So we've got like, both of you are feeling empowered. You have a lot of personal power with the other. Okay. And then we have the Angel of Balance. Yeah. One thing that really helps this relationship work is that the two of you respect each other. Okay. So if you ever feel like something's going off balance in this particular relationship, mirror what the other person's doing, no matter how ridiculous it might seem. If the person is not contacting you, then don't contact them and be distant. If the person is contacting you, give them some positive feedback. It's great to hear from you. Oh, I'm so glad that we can talk, and instead of saying, why don't you call me more? Or why don't you text me more? Say something like, it really feels great to talk to you. I really like talking to you. That way, they'll want to do the things that make you happy. And it might be really difficult at first, but this is how you get people to do things like that. It's like the person wants to make you happy anyway, okay? So it's not like it's a manipulation thing or anything like that. It's just, if they're ever not meeting your expectations, you can and just give them encouragement. That's treating the person with love instead of basically wagging your finger at them, basically. Okay, and it's more pleasant. It has much more loving energy in the relationship. Hopefully that makes sense. I really feel like that's what the balance is about. I do want to just mention, like, if your person's like yelling at you, when I say mirror their behavior, I mean, that doesn't mean to yell back. What I mean is, when they're not doing what you want, go ahead and do that, and they'll start feeling it too, and they'll not like it. It doesn't feel good. And as far as, getting into situations where you're arguing or where, that happens in every relationship and all of that, just, be aware of any kind of signs of abuse, because of course you don't want to be in an abusive situation. I do not get that this is an abusive situation, but since I said to mirror everything they do, I wanted to be, more clear. Alrighty, guys. So it looks like your relationship is working. It's a very happy situation. It's a positive situation. So you guys don't have anything to worry about. Hi, those of you who picked this like orange, pink, peach color, we have separation, but it's in the reverse position. Okay, so it's like time apart from your partner is on the horizon. I kind of feel like this is saying the opposite. This is saying there has been a separation, but that's about to end. Like, you guys are going to meet somebody, each other. And then we also have pay attention to the red flags. The signs of contact are cautioning you. Okay, so what I'm getting from this just so far is that there's something that you don't know about this situation that can make or break it. Okay, it depends on what kind of person you are and what your deal breakers are, basically. For some of you, it's going to be not a big deal. And I don't feel like it's necessarily a lie. I just feel like it's something that's been hidden from you. For some of you, you're going to feel lied to when you find out what this is. But for most of you, I think that it's going to just be like, oh, well, why didn't you tell me that? That kind of thing. Because it doesn't feel like it's such a big deal. Okay. I just don't feel like it's, for most of you, it's going to be a really big deal. It's just going to be like, oh, it's kind of weird you didn't tell me that. Okay. So, we have, in the tarot, we have the Nine of Cups. So this is all about wish fulfillment. So again, with the separation in reverse and the wish fulfillment, it feels like the two of you are going to close that distance soon. Even if it's just for a little, a small amount of time, like you guys are taking a vacation together, you're going to meet up halfway, or however you guys decide to do it. But it's like you guys are about to kind of enter a new phase. And we have a lot of reflecting on how are we going to make this work in the physical world, okay? Normally this is a card that talks about kind of looking at finances and trying to figure out, well, should I stay in this job or not? But we're talking about a love relationship, and we're talking about the world and how it affects you. So the Pentacles are going to be talking about, if you are in a long distance relationship, right now you guys are both really thinking, like, how can we make this work, So it's really good that you're watching this. We do have this kind of feeling that you need something more in this situation, and I feel like that's both on your part and on your partner's part. I think both of you guys are kind of antsy and anxious to get this going, okay? So you're on the same page when it comes to that. You guys want to see each other. I can tell definitely that this situation is one of those things that's going to get a lot better once the two of you meet. So I would say focus on that. Okay. We also have accepting the quest from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. This is all about like the call to action. This is all about like, well, we're going to have to make this work, like it's like either you can work towards something that is going to pay off really huge, or you can be like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's just not good enough for me, or whatever. Maybe the red flags is something that you just can't deal with. You're just like, no, I'm not going through that again. And whatever this is, you are going to find out about it relatively soon. It wouldn't come up if you weren't. Okay. We have the woman holding a heart. So it doesn't matter if it's female or male, really. It's just about the cards are acknowledging that love energy is between the two of you. Okay. You might find your person, if they're male, might be maybe even a little effeminate with the way they express their love for you. Okay, and then we also have the all tied up. Yeah, you guys are going to be feeling stuck until the two of you are able to meet each other. So the bottom line, we're asking, can this long distance relationship work? This long distance relationship can work, definitely, but the focus in this long distance relationship is coming together. As long as that's where the focus is, it's going to work fine. For some of you, you might decide to get out of the relationship because maybe there's something that was hidden from you, or you felt lied to, and you just don't want to work through that, which I totally understand. It just depends on how invested you are, basically, and how, just how strongly you feel in this situation. And then, so you guys, it's like, can the long distance relationship work? As long as you're separate, it can work as long as you guys are planning how you guys are going to get together and you have that kind of goal in mind. If you're not planning on that, you need to start, because that is what needs to happen in order for this relationship to work. All right, guys? And it does look like a lot of you, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of you who picked this pile are already, already have tickets to meet, or already have planned your first meeting, or maybe already have had your first meeting. But it's like you guys feel that need to be physically together. So yeah, that's where you guys are. Okay, hi, pile number 3. Those of you who picked the yellow heart, we have soulmates and you deserve love. Wow, that's pretty amazing. Okay, in the tarot, we have the Queen of Wands, okay? We have the Six of Pentacles, okay? And we have the Death card. So there's going to be a change happening between the two of you real soon. And that change is going to bring more balance to the relationship. And it's going to bring more happiness and a little bit more fire and passion, okay? So I think that the soulmate card speaks for itself. You guys have a really special connection, and both of you feel that, okay? And then the you deserve love, still work on yourself, though, okay? Because when you are going through times where you're feeling like you're not getting enough out of the situation, or you start to have expectations and you throw out hoops for your person to jump through, and I'm not judging at all. I do that to my friend Shannon, who lives in Australia, and I'm in the States. I do that to him. So seriously, I get it. But once you start throwing out hoops for them to jump through and all of that, figure out what is it inside of me that isn't being, that I need to work on, so that I don't even have to throw out those hoops, because you're responsible for your own happiness. I have a very strong belief in that. And so if you depend on somebody else doing certain behaviors in order for you to be happy, then it doesn't matter who you're with. It's not gonna feel right. Okay, so that's why this card's coming up. I don't think it applies to all of you, but I feel that the ones that it does apply to are, it's really important to make sure that's clear. We have victory from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards, okay? Victory is all about getting to that end result, okay? These cards are based kind of on the hero's journey and storytelling, for those of you who are familiar with that. And this is the point in which you guys get what you want in the situation. Can this long distance relationship work? Well, it certainly looks like it. We have happy family. Okay, this person, if you are younger and haven't had kids, this person would be somebody who would make a very good partner for you to have children with. Now, another thing with this card is that it's also kind of like this is part of your soul family as well. Okay. And then we have caring connections. Like you guys are both on the same page about the situation. So really, I can't even say anything about this because it's so clear to me that it's so great. Just prepare yourself for some kind of change. It's not going to be necessarily a bad change. It's something that evens things out a little bit though. And I think that that's an important aspect for this relationship because it feels like sometimes it seems like one of you or the other is putting more energy into it than they should. And that's going to happen in any relationship really, but it's going to start feeling like that energy is like being reciprocated and you guys are both sharing the same load and taking the same responsibility for the relationship to come to fruition, and that's gonna feel a lot more natural than whatever it feels like right now. But yeah, you guys have very positive things. Okay. So good job. All right, hi, those of you who picked pile number 4, the red heart. We have playfulness, okay, and we have new love. All right, so I would say that your person has recently come to the idea that they're in love with you. They've recently it's finally hit them. It's finally come to their consciousness. You know what? I'm in love with this person. And now they're going to be showing a little bit of different needs. For example, they're going to want you to really praise them and really see them for who they are. They're going to want you to say things like, "Oh, you're doing a really good job," or "Oh, I really appreciate what you do," or wow, your job, like literally your career, your job must be so difficult, that kind of thing. They need their ego to be stroked a little bit, because they want, and it's important saying, why this is though, because that's it's more important to know why they want it rather than to just do it. It's because they want to get feedback from you that they're good enough, and that they can make you happy, that kind of thing. We've got the Ace of Cups reinforcing the new love. So this is all about new emotions and all of that. So your person's really dialed in, okay? And then we have the Page of Swords. This particular card, I really like this card. It's about communicating. It's not urgent so much like the Knight of Swords can be. It's just more like, gosh, I want to get to know this person better, okay? So if your person is moving kind of slowly, even for a long distance relationship, right? Just note they really want to get to know you, okay? And they want to be seen. So make sure that you're telling them that you see what they do and you see who they are and that kind of thing. Okay, so we have distant shores. Okay, yeah, obviously this is a long distance relationship. I didn't think that we were going to get something that was this, this obvious. But basically what this is saying is that one of you is going to have to go a while. Okay, one of you guys is going to have to relocate eventually in order for this to work. I don't think that that's going to be a problem. But it's gonna be really different. Maybe there's a big cultural difference between the two of you. Maybe you guys are from different countries, or maybe your person's always been in the same place that they've always been in. Similarly, that could apply to you, and maybe you're the one that's gonna move. This card just lets us know that somebody in the relationship is gonna go from the familiar to the unfamiliar, okay? And that can be a little stressful, but it can also be kind of like wondrous as well, okay? We have the woman holding a coin. It doesn't matter if it's a woman or a man. What we have is that financially you guys are going to be fine, okay? Sometimes in situations where there's long distance, it's really difficult because maybe you guys can't afford to go see one another, that kind of thing, right? But this is letting us know that when you need the resources, you'll have them, okay? And then we have appreciation. That's great. So we've got the appreciation that's reinforcing the Three of Pentacles, reinforcing the communication, okay, and reinforcing this new love and playfulness. So yeah, make sure you're praising your person, you know, tell them things that make them feel good, you know. Instead of saying, you know, why didn't you call sooner? You can say, oh, it's so good to hear from you. I really enjoy it when we talk. And that just gives your person that, like, oh, heads up, I like it when we talk, you know. And I know it might feel a little bit weird and uncomfortable at first, but that way you're treating your person with love, and you're not giving them so much pressure, okay? Because whenever you tell somebody to do something, sometimes they'll just not do it, and it's weird. It's this weird psychological thing that I've heard. I'm not certain on this. I didn't learn this in school, but I heard from a hypnotist was talking about this. He said that when we're children and we start separating from our parents, there's this kind of mechanism inside of us that when our parents tell us what to do, we want to do the exact opposite to kind of test. And it comes from that. I'm not saying that every human is so childish. No, I'm just saying that sometimes when we're told directly to do something, it becomes like the last thing we want to do. It has nothing to do with how we feel about whatever that is or anything like that. It's just like this weird impulse. And I feel like that's what's behind that when we ask people to text us more often, or why don't you send me more pictures, or, you know, why don't you, you know, tell me this thing in this particular way, or it's like that, you know. It would be better to be like, oh, it feels so good to get some pictures from you, that's so sweet, or oh, it feels so good when you say that you love me at night, when you say good night, and that kind of thing. All right. Yeah. Just so you know, because I don't think I actually literally answer the question. You can survive this. Your relationship's fine. It's just about, you know, one thing that I'm getting is that because of this new like surge of emotion, it does feel like it's still something you guys need to adjust to. But as long as you stay interested in this person, it'll work. I feel like if this situation is going to not work, it's going to be because you walk away, not the other person. Okay? That's really important to know. All right. Those of you who picked the green heart, pile number 5, this is your reading. Okay, we have unrequited love in the reverse position, and we have this could be the one in the upright position. So when I get this card and it's in the reverse position, it's like, okay, so somebody in this relationship has a fear that their love isn't going to be returned, or that their interpretation of where the relationship is, the intensity maybe, or the nature of it, or you know, something to that effect, is going to be like one of those things that like the other person's not going to recognize, or they're not, basically like they're not taking it as seriously. Okay, this could be you or your person. I think for most of you guys, this is your person. Understand that that's not the case, okay? This is coming up to let us know that somebody's afraid of it, but it's still not the case. So it's really important that I say that right off the bat here. So we also have the King of Pentacles. We have the 9 of Wands, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. I love that. Something about the Wheel of Fortune is that, you know, it describes perpetual motion because it turns, you know, it's like it's a wheel that, you know, moves forward, right? Another thing that I like about it is that it's so realistic, right? It's like things aren't always going to be great. You know, the Wheel of Fortune goes up and down, you know, but you guys are going to get through it, you know. Wheel of Fortune can also come up to let us know that there's some kind of destiny involved in the situation. So I do think that is going to apply to most of you as well. With the King of Pentacles energy, it's like one or both of you are really great with money, really resourceful. So, or there's some kind of like very serious stability that one of you guys has, maybe both of you. Basically, I would never get this card for myself because I'm not the most stable person. Um, maybe I have a good attitude, but, when it comes to just being stable, I'm not the most stable person. But somebody like my guy Greg, who I live with, and he would get this. He's very stable. He doesn't have as much issues with his mood and all of that. He pretty much is mellow the whole time, that kind of thing. And then we've got the Nine of Wands, which lets us know that there's some kind of passion that's about to happen between the two of you, so that's good too. But yeah, the Wheel of Fortune is like, this relationship is really blessed, and we have the Adventure here. As far as like, where are you? Where are you on this journey? Okay, because this deck is from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. Okay, and when we have the Adventure, it's like something is presented to you, like this long distance relationship, and you have to make that decision. Am I going to accept this adventure? Am I going to go on my quest? Am I going to, reach for something that might seem a little beyond, I don't know, practical, or am I going to say no to this? This card is very indicative that you have a lot of control in this particular situation. I also want to mention that this is a number 10, and so is the Wheel of Fortune. So I do feel like the Adventure, what's being presented to you, is a sort of destiny for you. So do kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so for the energy of what's going on between the two of you is we have the sixth chakra. In this particular deck, we have a Christian slant, okay? I just happen to get really great reads with this. I'm nothing bad or absolutely wonderful about Christianity. I'm very neutral about that. I don't like to push religion on anybody. But the sixth chakra is associated with the Archangel Metatron. So this is the energy that both of you guys share in this relationship, okay? So you've got this vision, both of you have this vision for what you want it to be. And that vision is similar, okay? So that you're of like minds as far as where you guys want this to go. And then we have the door to value. So I really feel like this is about abundance, okay? So I really feel like you guys are supposed to, you guys are really supposed to be together. Like, you're supposed to maybe work together even, or put your minds together, and you can be very, very successful. Can this long distance relationship work? It's up to you to go on this quest. It's if you feel like maybe this person couldn't really love me as much as, I would like, kind of check yourself. It's like, where is that evidence really, Maybe you don't have evidence of love, but you certainly probably don't have evidence of unrequited love either. So it's important to keep that in mind, okay? Those are some things you guys can work on. And as far as this, you share some kind of vision for the two of you. This could be the one. This really could. It's basically all about whether or not you want to say yes to it. All right? Looks good, guys. Okay. Hi, pile number 6. Those of you who picked the blue heart. Okay, so we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. You guys are probably on the same page. Well, there's going to be two situations. Either you're both on the very same page when it comes to religion, or you're on very different pages, okay? Either way, there is a spiritual aspect of this relationship, okay, that influences your behavior, okay? And it influences your person's behavior too, whether they acknowledge it or not. It influences their behavior as well. We also have healing family issues. You guys probably both share a past that is similar, like your childhood, maybe a parental figure that is similar as far as their attitude, whether it was positive or negative, doesn't matter. It's like you guys have had similar experiences in your life that have you know, that has to do with family, that really bring the two of you together. This could be something from childhood, or it could be something as simple as like maybe both of you have a special needs child. You know, it could be anything. It's just there's something about your family dynamics that you get about them that most people don't get, and they get about you, and most people don't get it about you. Okay, so I really feel like that's a big deal. Because you guys can talk about the challenge that came with that, or the blessings that came with that, and that connects you. Okay, we have time flies. So right now it's like you guys are really enjoying yourself. Okay, you're really happy. If you're not enjoying yourself right now in this relationship, you're about to, because this is all about This is all about getting so caught up with one another that it's like you're not even noticing other factors, right? We have the Hermit energy. I love the Hermit. I really do. This is such a great card. Yeah, so we have the Hermit energy here. So one or both of you is probably introverted. It could also mean that there needs to be some self-reflection, because I'm sorry, I'm getting a lot of information right now, so I'm just kind of trying to get it sorted out in my head. Okay, for some of you guys, it's going to be like you or your person is very, very profoundly introverted, and it kind of creates this weird dynamic. For some of you, it means that both of you guys are introverted, and it's nice to find somebody who's like that. And for some of you, this is the smallest group, though. There's some call to self-reflection that needs to go on. You guys will know who you are because there was some time recently where you felt a little out of control. And it's like you need to keep that in check, or you need to keep that... you need to be aware of that, and you know this, and that's something you need to work on, and you know that. And so this is confirming, yes, keep working on that. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. So you guys both are very in your heads. Both of you are prone to overanalyzing a situation. Both of you are prone to kind of attaching to negative thoughts and thinking negatively. I think this is because you guys don't know each other in person, and that's why. Or the two of you aren't together, and that's why. This is not... I'm not getting that this is a negative situation. It could be that you're thinking negatively, or your person's thinking negatively because they haven't met somebody so introverted before. Okay? And then we have the Fool. Now, understand the Fool doesn't necessarily mean that you're a foolish person. It just means that you've got this character that's about to take a big risk, okay? One or both of you are about to take a big risk in this relationship. To make it come together, okay? We've got two major arcana cards. That lets me know this is a big deal, okay? And so far, it looks like this can last. This can work. So, and here we go. We've got action. Yeah, and this kind of reinforces the Fool, letting us know that you know somebody's going to take some action in this relationship soon. I would put it in the next... Okay, I was gonna say sooner, but I would put it in the next 4 months. Okay, I wish I could tell you sooner, but that's what I'm getting. 4 months. And then we have attachment. Now, there's nothing wrong with being attached to one another, at all. It's very common in relationships, you know, where you've got this kind of attachment. But I feel like this is coming up because it's almost unhealthy. It's like you guys are becoming so enmeshed with one another that... it's like this relationship eclipses everything else in your life. That's great and wonderful, and that is definitely, you know, something that is very positive and feels nice. I'm sure. However, make sure that you've got your own stuff going on too. If you're having trouble kind of detaching from the situation, you might even have to do something where you just close whatever app where you communicate with, turn off your phone, do something where you disengage from the situation just for a little while. even if you only do it for 15 minutes at first, okay? And the reason that I'm saying that is that you've just got to remember who you are without that person. You've got to just remember, okay, I'm a separate entity, you know? And I know it might sound totally crazy to you guys, but it'll help you guys not feel so urgent about contacting, so urgent about certain expectations follow, you know, coming out, okay? And so that's something to kind of keep in mind, all right, guys? So yeah, this looks really positive. Don't worry about the introverted energy. If you're on the side where you're like, my person is so distant, they're just introverted. They need that time. You'll come to learn that. If that's a deal breaker, then you've got to walk away, you know? But that's just the way they are. It's not a signal of how much or little that they care about you. They're having fun. You should be having fun because this is a very strong connection. And yeah, something's going to happen soon. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, I said 4 months. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys are going to meet in the next 4 months, you know? So yeah, you guys have a good relationship here. All right, guys, thank you so much for staying till the end of my reading. I really appreciate it. Again, I just want to say how thankful I am that you guys showed me so much love and warmth and understanding, you know, for my situation. It was really, really touching. It really, really, it kind of made me feel like a little, like, it kind of made me feel like touched, like I wanted to cry because it was such a relief, you know, but on the other hand, you know, it made me happy too, you know, it would have been a happy crying, that kind of thing. But you guys are just so amazing. I love the community that we're building, and I see it keeps getting bigger and bigger. I think it was today that we hit 16,000 subscribers, which is crazy to me. I can't believe this. But you guys know, I know that what I'm offering is valuable, and I know that you guys really like it, and so I'm going to continue producing content for you guys because I have fun doing it. I do want to say, sometime in the next few weeks, look for some merchandise that I'm going to be putting out. Me and Shannon have been working on some designs, that has to do with, you know, just different designs that have to do with what I do, and we're going to be putting some of that out, so you'll be able to see that underneath the video, okay? And that's all I can think about. I think of telling you guys, seriously, you guys are the best. Thank you so much for all of the feedback, the likes, the comments, the everything, the emails that you send me, subscribing, you know, all of that stuff. I really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And I will see you tomorrow with our Wednesday pick a card reading, the mini reading.